what's going on YouTube? It's your boy GZTV back with another video. And today we are going to be discussing sorry if my bed's messy or whatever. We are going to be discussing the new music that came out this week. I don't know, man. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. It's just a video to get out for the day. I wish I wouldn't have so much glare on my windows. I need to start just covering my windows with like decorations and shit. Like I already have a lot of stuff on my wall, but yeah, we're going to talk about the music. Kind of want to get into it. We're going to do this and the Soprano video. I'm already going to have the content done. We're going to get it done early because I have to do laundry. I have to work on my TikTok account. I'm probably going to stream playing Fortnite for a couple hours today till about dinner time. I'll probably start that stream up around 3-ish if I had to guess. Probably 3 o'clock till like 5:30 or 6. That'll probably be the only time I stream today. The Packers are playing tonight, so I won't be streaming then. I gotta watch that game. It's actually really important for us. But let's get into it. We got Wiz Khalifa, new album. I only listen to one track. Again, I kind of nitpick from albums and stuff because I don't have time to sit through and listen to whole albums, especially in a guy like Wiz Khalifa's case. I mean, this is a guy, obviously, he was super popular for some time. He had a great prime, really good years, but now I just don't know about it. It is what it is. Looking for Nipsey was really good, though. He still is a really talented artist. It's just he's not much talked about in media anymore. And you guys know why I have to make videos, of course. Like, it's for people to gain traction on it. But next we have Sexy Red's new album. Well, it's a deluxe to Hood Hottest Princess. And yeah, you get Chief Keef on here, 42 Doug, G Herbo, Summer Walker, Tay Keith. Quite a stacked track list. Quite a stacked feature list here for Sexy Red. And obviously I do not like Sexy Red at all. Like, her music's garbage as shit to me. I'm not a huge fan of it. But when she's getting fame in the music industry and people start to like reach out their hand and want to work with her, it's cool, man. It's cool, you know. Chief Keef, really, really dope feature. I think he was definitely the highlight of the week. I think his feature on that track, Ghetto Princess, was great. G Herbo did pretty good. Summer Walker and Sexy Red kind of complemented each other well with a melodic type performance. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. Tay Keith had some nice production on here. There was a decent amount of highlights. It wasn't that bad of an album. But moving on to Conway the Machine, him and Conductor Williams. And Conductor Williams has had his big break, you know, working with Drake recently on a couple songs off of his For All the Dogs era type. Blessings of the King was quite interesting. I listened to one track, and again, I think I don't know, I think they dropped a single for this album, so I already had kind of listened to that. I think it was with Wallow on there. I already listened to that, so there was already a couple tracks in this project I listened to, which is good to at least listen to a little bit. But I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that. It was interesting, really weird, kind of annoying, repeated sample throughout. I just don't know how to feel about it. BLP Kosher and Young Lean come together for Violent Lullaby. That was quite a highlight. I will say that was quite a highlight for this year. Or not this year, this week. Seeing those two collab. BLP Kosher, you know, working with people, it really brings stuff out of him. Like, we saw him with DJ Premier on his last album with the DJ scratches and him having some interesting delivery and going hard on that track. I think BLP Kosher is one of those guys that if you have features on his album, it's good because it really complements him. It really makes him want to up his style a little bit, up his game lyrically, up his melodic game. In this case, it was melodic. It was a lot of melodic. You know, Young Lean kind of brought that to like cloud rap 10 years ago, and he's still kind of doing it. So, shout out to BLP Kosher. Shout out to BLP Kosher and Young Lean. Pretty solid collab there. I don't have too much to say about it. It's only one song. I mean, there's only so much I could say about it, but yeah. K Tornado came out with a mini 2-pack. I think it was Stuntin' and another song, but I decided to listen to Stuntin'. K Tornado, I really like his sound, and it was really brought to light with that collab album he did with Amine, the K Tornado stuff. I actually reviewed that on my TikTok yesterday, so that's interesting. But Amine really put me on a K Tornado. I've been hearing a K Tornado here for a couple years now, and yeah. But dope little 2-pack here with the instrumental, and Stuntin' was sick. I mean, it sounds like something that like Pharrell would make in like the early 2010s. It's really cool. Tana, formerly known as Baby Santana, dropped a track. I don't know. He dropped like a little EP or something like that. I didn't really care for it. I mean, Baby Santana had a cool little cup, like a month of fame or something. He just kind of fell off the face of the earth and no one really gave a shit about him anymore. I don't know. This week in general was obviously like somewhat boring. No one really major dropped. And to be honest, I've been doing like a retrospective of this year, and I've been noticing some things. Like, this is not a great year for hip-hop. I know there were a decent amount of highlights. Drake dropped an album. Ken Carson dropped an album. Yeet dropped an album. Travis Scott dropped an album. Lil Uzi dropped an album. Like, you would think, you know, on paper, with guys like that dropping albums, it'd be a pretty big year. But I don't know, man. I just don't see it like that. But anyway, moving on to OMB Peasy. He had Peasy, T Grizzly, and Kevin Gates on this new album he dropped. I don't really care for any of these like underground-ish street rappers. It's really just not my thing. It's hard to really like what artists like that do when there's so many people doing it. You know, you get like Pooh Shiesty, you get like Lil Durk, you get ESTG, Moneybag Yo, you get all sorts of these like street rappers, and then you get other people trying to copy them and trying to get a bag and get famous off it, and it's just doesn't hit the same, obviously. Sauce Walka had a song with Steve Glow called Stocks and Sauce. Like, this is the undercard. Like I say in a lot of these weekly track roundups, this is kind of like the undercard section of the video, where I'm just kind of acknowledging that these people dropped. Real Boston Richie dropped a song with YTB Fat, which is a hilarious name. He's been getting memed on Twitter. I think it's kind of funny. Juro Kenji dropped a new track. Danny Towers dropped a new track. Samuel Shabazz has a song with Babyface Ray and V's. And by the way, I've been loving V's recently. V's has been probably one of my favorite rappers currently. I really like his style. It's literally like ESTG, but probably better. Like, it's a mix of like, what a piece of shit car, but it's a mix between ESTG and like Lucky. I don't know how to explain it. It's a really interesting style. I like what V's is doing. If he drops another album soon, I might have to review it for the channel. He dropped Ganger this year, I think, and like the deluxe and everything. I might have to put that on my top 50. I only gained traction on it recently. I only started to listen to it super recently, but I actually really like it. So shout out to V's. Young Fazo with OK. This is actually a really dope track. I've been liking what Young Fazo has been doing for a minute now, so shout out to him. He's pretty consistent. He's had some really dope tracks this year, like Starboy earlier on. It's dope. I don't have much to say, but yeah. 2 Feet Bino had a track with Lil Gotit and Baby Drill. It's kind of on this like little project he had. I'm just kind of acknowledging some things. I had to stop on Young Fazo. I mean, that's my boy, obviously. He makes some pretty dope music, but Baby Drill, I think, dropped a single too this week. I don't know. I've heard people talk about Baby Drill and all that, but I just don't really see the hype in it. It's cool. I'm not going to hate on him because obviously he's way more successful than me. So it is what it is. I mean, I can obviously use that logic for a lot of artists, but still. That's going to do it for the video. That's all the tracks I wanted to talk about. A decent amount of decent. I just said decent twice in a row. But yeah, a decent amount of decent tracks. That makes sense. So, Soprano review is coming up next on a live stream for you guys. Gonna have to go hit up some laundry. Go listen to Gunna's album again.